Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited. I'm here to do a kind of preview of, or not a preview, but the launch, I guess, of my, Christmas 2020 Digi kit. It's called Candied Christmas. I wanted to go for something really different to last year's. Last year's was very much the traditional reds and greens colours, and I wanted to do something much more well, I guess candy coloured, and yeah, just super pretty and bright and cheery. Not that one wasn't bright and cheery, but you know what I mean. So I'm just going to move all these things out the way. I just like to put them there because I think it just looks super pretty when you just pile stuff up on the papers. So last year's kit was a full-blown massive kit, and this year's kit I have done in line with most of my recent kits where it's for sale separately. So you've got the pages and you've got the body of the kit. I just think they're quite cost effective that way for people, and you don't have to then purchase, the entire thing. If you don't want to, you can just purchase either the papers or the, the ephemera type parts. So I'm just going to run you through what you get. So let me just check that got everything organized. So you get 11 background pages in the the body of the kit. So you've got this page here, which is a kind of nice collage page. You've got this one. I mean, obviously they're done in line with kind of junk journals, so folded kind of like that. You've got this gorgeous page here with the gorgeous reindeer. This page, super bright and colourful. You've got some kind of Christmas decorations up here and a whole bunch of stuff going on this page. So absolutely lovely colours. Then you've got this gorgeous page. So, I mean, as you can see, the colours are very much kind of, pinks and blues and greens and, just scrumptious colours. I mean, very much reminded me of going into a kind of lovely candy store. You've got a couple of kind of neutral-ish pages because obviously the kit's very highly decorated. So you've got this one, which is blue with kind of just some pink around the edge. And then at the end, you've got a kind of pink with green. So then you've got this one here. You've got a kind of lovely faded kind of Christmas tree there in the background, and this beautiful little image going on down here. You've got this one here with the lovely reindeer. Again, some lovely kind of more muted Christmas trees. You've got the candy canes there, and it's all edged in pinks. This page is probably my favourite page in the whole, kit. You've got all little kind of snippets and pictures of various different elements. Then you've got this one with the lovely train on its way, perhaps to deliver some goodies like the Polar Express. And then lots of nice flowers in the corners and things. And again, this gorgeous reindeer. And then you've got this lovely page, which, to be fair, I also really like this page. And actually, I do really like the page with the train, I have to say. So, yeah, probably the last kind of 3 pages are my favourite pages. So this one, absolutely gorgeous, kind of more toned down and sort of muted. Beautiful, beautiful colours. And the stocking and things and this lovely Parisian kind of sign, I guess. And then this is the other kind of more muted page. So I haven't included a coffee dyed background page as your kind of, plainer backgrounds because I thought these were quite plain anyway. So, that's kind of how they are. I have printed all of these on, it's 200 GSM, or it might be actually 230 GSM. And it's the super smooth. It's listed in my video description below on my Amazon affiliate links. It's the super smooth kind of 230 GSM thinnish cardstock, to be honest. It's, it's not really thick, but it's, it's much thicker than paper. And I've printed on best quality prints. Yeah, it produces really, really lovely quality printing. So, if you're looking for kind of papers and things, I realise that if you're not in the UK, it may not be the same. But it will at least kind of perhaps come up with some suggestions. If you clicked on that link, your Amazon would maybe give you some similar suggestions wherever you are in the world. And of course, it's finding the paper that suits your printer. So I have found this paper to be, produces really beautiful quality prints. And yeah, it's really nice paper. So that's those. And then this is the ephemera part of the kit. Now, I have started recently doing my files in JPEG format and PDF format. So If you buy either of these, that you will get the PDF and the JPEG version of the files. So you've got 4 journaling cards here. Again, aren't they just so pretty? I just love all these gorgeous colours. Very muted, beautiful colour here, or card here, with these really pretty muted flowers. I couldn't think of the word. Flowers in the background and things, and again the gorgeous train and stuff. So really, really pretty, and you know, very much kind of pastel-y, lovely kind of colours through this. Then you've got these lovely journaling cards here. And then you've got this page, so you've got some sort of landscape journaling cards here. And then you've got some, you know, tickets and some stamps and little labels and things like that. Another little piece here. Then you've also got a couple of pieces of what I would kind of refer to as stationery pieces. So they're obviously much larger, you know, like a kind of letter would be. And I've printed all of these with the, you know, one of the plainer backgrounds. So obviously when you cut this out, you're going to have sort of some nice muted background on there. Then you've got a page of a couple of tags here, again with lovely muted, very soft tones there. This one here with a little birdhouse with the robin and stuff, and the holly. And then you've got a couple of banners with little pretty bows and things. You've got a couple of circle tags. And then you've got postage stamp here, and I don't know really what I would call that, but just a decorative element up there. And then you've got a couple of pages of more kind of what I would call fussy cut elements. So this page, you've got some Christmas trees, you've got some little baubles with little bows on them, you've got some holly, little lantern there with a bow, and then this gorgeous window element there. And then you've got this page here. Again, you've got a couple of banners, one landscape, one portrait, and you've got a couple of gorgeous little birdhouses there with, again, the holly and the robin and what have you. And then you've got some labels and some postage stamps. Again, a couple of really cute little elements, a couple of lanterns with the bows, and then this lovely frame with the reindeer in it. So yeah, as I say, it's called Candied Christmas, and you know, both parts of the kit are for sale in my Etsy. I just thought it was really nice and different, and yeah, super pretty sort of candy type colours. So let's do a quick craft with me and see what types of things we can make with the kit. So just before we do the craft with me, I'm just going to show you a couple of the pieces that I've started making. So obviously all of these need decorating further with, you know, some lace and things like that. But I've made just this gorgeous little, you know, like policy envelope. Obviously I've not put a closure or anything on there yet. I've done this kind of triple pocket here, just using some of the background pages. All of these pieces so far, I've only used background pages. I haven't used any of the elements yet because obviously I haven't sort of embellished them further. I've just done a little pocket here, super pretty. Then here I've just done, again, another sort of pocket here. I'll probably round the corners and, you know, put some other bits on here. Another pocket here. Oops. And then I did one of my kind of slot pockets here with these two bits of some of the background pages. And then here I've, you know, done the basis of one of these little envelope booklet type pieces. So I just thought I would show you those. So there's some kind of ephemera type pieces ready for a journal. What I'd really like to do is have a go at one of these upside down canvas, you know, paintings or, you know, mixed media type canvas things. So obviously mixed media type things and canvases and things, you know, they're not really something that I do very often, and, you know, they're not kind of, yeah, something that I'm very well practiced in or anything like that. But let's have a go and see what we can come up with. So I've got this canvas. This is an 8x8 canvas. Weirdly, it looks smaller than that for some reason. And what I'm going to do is flip it over so that I'm going to do it this way up. Haven't ever done one of these before, so, you know, really, yeah, don't have a clue how this is going to turn out. But let's have a little play and see what we can come up with. So I've got some gesso here, and I'm just going to, first of all, just go over the entire canvas with the gesso, Just giving it a good kind of coat. Like that. I mean, I haven't decided yet. Oops. Now I've got a hair from my paintbrush. I haven't got a plan or anything how this is going to be, so it may be that actually I didn't really need the gesso because, you know, perhaps I will just be, you know, covering this with paper. But as I say, I've not done one of these before and I don't have, you know, a fixed plan in mind or anything. So I'm just kind of giving it a base coat so that whatever I fancy doing, my base coat's already, you know, ready to go. So it's taken a lot more of this than I realised or than I'd anticipated. So just trying to kind of cover up where the wood is and what have you, and obviously cover up some of those staples a little bit. Okay. And obviously, you know, I'm hoping to do another project, obviously, with the kit and, you know, make a journal or a folio, or haven't decided yet. But, you know, hence, obviously, I've made some ephemera type pieces so far, or started making some of those pockets and things like that. But I just haven't, you know, haven't started yet. So, but I just fancied doing something different. I mean, I actually quite fancy making some Christmas cards with the kit as well, because it's such pretty colours. I've, you know, my head's kind of running around with ideas of lovely cards and things. I know I've said this before because I have done a couple of videos in the past with cards. I don't really know how, you know, many of you are really interested in seeing cards. But, you know, I might do 1 or 2 videos and, you know, we'll just kind of see how they go down. Right, so that's the base of my canvas now. So what I should probably do is actually just dry that off with my heat tool so that I'm then, you know, not working on a wet canvas. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back. I did grab some glitter and all sorts of other things whilst I was quickly drying off the canvas. It's not quite dry, but hopefully it's good enough. So before the video, I actually cut out a bunch of the fussy cut type items as well. As I say, this is not my kind of area of, you know, well, I'm not going to say expertise because I don't claim to be an expert in any other area either. But yeah, certainly it's not my, you know, my usual kind of area of crafting. But fingers crossed, we're going to have just some fun and kind of see how it turns out. So I'm going to take this gorgeous collage page, and what I thought we could do is just kind of maybe tear out around here. So just going to tear that down. And then, you know, we could possibly sort of pop that on there. And then hopefully we're going to kind of mix in the background a little bit, you know, so this isn't just a piece of paper plonked on there. So let's just get gluing that down. Just going to use my wet glue to glue that down. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're getting some crafting done. I'm actually filming this on the Saturday, so like the day before it's going to go up. And, you know, as you know, I quite often film my videos ahead, but this one I literally only just finished the Christmas kit, and obviously because it's a seasonal thing, you know, I kind of needed to get cracking really with, you know, showing it really. So I'm just going to stick that down there. Let me get my dry wipe from behind. Hold on. So I can just then stick that down like that. Okay. So yes, it's Halloween today. Oh my gosh, I know I've talked about this before. My daughter is so excited for Halloween. Oh, she's been driving everyone potty. So, yeah, obviously, you know, you're not really allowed to be kind of doing a lot at the moment because of the virus. So we're going to have a Halloween party. When I say that, we're having a Halloween disco. And all that's going to entail is obviously, you know, us, us, my sons, her, and her cousin, who's just a year older than her. Dressing up in Halloween clothes, and we're going to have Alexa in our room. You know, Alexa's normally in the kitchen, but we're going to have her in our room and ask her to just play her Halloween songs, and we're just going to kind of have a bit of a dance. We're going to have some party food and things like that. So hopefully it's going to be a nice time, and yeah, I mean, hopefully everyone's going to just have a little bit of fun doing that. So that's kind of the plan for our Halloween, because obviously this year I mean, I don't think they've kind of said 100%, but you know, I think it's just wise not to do trick-or-treating or anything like that. So yeah, just party food and, you know, getting dressed up. I mean, she would think that's fantastic. So, you know, we're yeah, going to be doing that tonight. So this morning she's off out with my husband to go and buy the party food. So they haven't gone yet, but they will be going to buy the party food. Oops. Okay. I mean, to be honest, if it's got party food, she's going to have a lovely time. Really, that's going to be, you know, the essential ingredient really is as long as it's got some music and she can get dressed up in her Halloween costume and then just eat some, you know, rubbish, then she will think that's great. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Right, so I've put that down there like that, and I'm just going to grab in, just moving those to the side, I'm just going to grab in my stencil. So I bought some stencils, or a stencil recently, and then I bought this one online. So isn't this the most beautiful, beautiful stencil? Just absolutely love it. Really, really, really pretty. So I'm just wondering, do I want to kind of go over a little bit more with a bit of gesso? I mean, this is where I'm just going to come unstuck really, because as I say, this is not my normal craft area, as you know. So let's just have a play and see how it comes out. So I'm going to put some gesso here to the side, and I'm just going to kind of dip my brush in, but I don't want it coming out like really thick. So I'm just going to go over a little bit so that we're just toning that background down a bit, hopefully like merging it in a bit to the canvas. And the same then here. Oops, don't know what that was. Yeah, so I've got some black paint and things on my hands because obviously yesterday that was our activity. My daughter and I were making some Halloween decorations to hang up in the room. So, you know, like I say, she obviously thinks that that's great fun. So, yeah, we had a nice time doing that. I mean, they didn't look great, I've got to be honest, but, you know, she thinks that they do. So that's the main thing, isn't it? You know, I'm just going to put some colour on there. Might do some pink as well. Whoa, got a lot of pink there. Didn't mean for that to happen. I mean, as I say, it's quite a candy coloured kit, hence the name. So yeah, it's all about the candy colours. Just put some here. I could do toning this down a little bit. So, and I've run out of white paint, unfortunately. So I'm just kind of having to make do. Anyway, so that's fine, and that's what we're going to do there. And then, as I say, I've got this gorgeous stencil, and I thought we could just do like a little bit of stenciling or something in the background. So let's open this up. This is by 13 Arts. I don't think I've heard of those before, but oh, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm not sure, but I'm thinking possibly this beautiful bit here, like up there, and then I don't know, possibly a stamp or something. Again, I should probably go off and dry this before actually doing that, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back. Hopefully it's dry enough. I mean, it's not 100%, but hopefully it's dry enough. So I'm just going to pop that stencil down here like that, and then what I'm going to do is take my texture paste Now, I have to say, as you know, if you watched my last video where I attempted to use texture paste, not my bag at all. And yeah, not great with this stuff. But, you know, you don't improve, I guess, without practicing, do you? So, yeah, I'm going to give it another go. So I'm just going to get one of those little kind of spreader things. Again, mine has seen better days because obviously I've not really used it much and I've not looked after it, obviously, when I have used it. So I'm just going to mix some pink in with the texture paste like that. Okay, right. And then now, I put this on very thick last time, so I must be a bit better this time and try and be a bit thinner with it. It's weird stuff because, you know, when you put it on thinner, I feel like it's not really going in at all, but I mean, it probably is, but. Okay. Okay. So fingers crossed, when I lift this up, we're going to have the texture paste actually on there. Oops, I've just got a little bit here. Well, it probably doesn't matter, but you know. Wow, getting super, super, super messy already. Let's just lift that up. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? Right, let's give this a wipe so I'm not just dragging it around all over the canvas when I sort of move it over and put some elsewhere. So just mop that up. Oh my gosh. Do with some other dry wipes, which of course I haven't brought along. Got some tissue here beside me, so I'm just going to wipe the back of that with a tissue and then just, yeah, wipe the desk off. Okay, right. I mean, really, I'm just kind of trying to make sure that it doesn't go, you know, anywhere else on the canvas. And then probably, I mean, really, I've got no choice but to just go for this bit in the corner because of course it's you know, I'm not going to be able to kind of squash it in. Well, I probably should dry that piece first, shouldn't I? Well, let's just leave that for a couple of moments to dry, otherwise I'm just stop start. And then what I thought we could do is stick some decorative papers along the edges. So probably not that one. Let's just grab in. And these ones are not the ones I showed you. These ones are printed on copy paper because I thought for the canvas, they're going to be a lot easier to stick down. So yeah, I have just printed these onto copy paper. Now, I know that most people probably would cut this to size. I'm not great when I do things like that. I'm probably better off actually sticking it on and then cutting it afterwards and then just sand the edges off to make it kind of nice and smooth. So yeah, I know that's kind of a shoddy way to do it, but that's, I think, how, you know, that's the way that I find it easiest to do. So again, just go down. Oh, don't have glue problems today, please. Okay, let me just unclog my glue. I have got some other glue with me, so if we don't get on very well with this, I will pull in my other bottle. So I'll just glue that down here. And obviously you want quite a bit because we want it to be glued on, you know, not coming off. Okay. Perhaps what I should do is maybe wipe that. So it's, you know, going right to the edges. There we go. Right. I'm just going to pop this one down here. Like that. Press it down. Oops, I've got paint on there now. I mean, that doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's not really going to show. So, and as you can see, this is something I have used, obviously, for something else in the past. So, yeah, not great. So I'm just going to chop this off, hopefully with my craft knife first of all. And then what I'll do is, I think, just sand that off with some sandpaper. Oops. Oops. Go back along there. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to then do that around the entire canvas. So what I'm going to do actually is, yeah, probably do these bits, and then I'm going to have to kind of chop it down, I think, to do the top bits. So yeah, let's do this side. Oh, I can hear Halloween stuff going on downstairs. My mum and dad have also lent us like a sort of, I don't know, thing that you hang on the wall that makes a noise. So yeah, we've borrowed that. She's obviously playing with that, making scary noises. We've already been dancing to Ghostbusters this morning. It was the first thing she said, obviously, when she woke up, was, "It's Halloween, are we going to get the food shopping for the party?" It's like, not just this second, no. To her horror, you know, she couldn't understand why she wasn't going right that second to go and get the food. Right, let's just pop that down. Okay, and just press that one down there. And then again, I'm just going to slice that off. Yeah, as I say, please excuse the backside of the papers, but obviously the papers that I have, you know, reused. Oops. Okay. And I mean, where it looks tatty, that's going to be fine, because I'm going to just sand it down a little bit on the edges and things anyway. So it won't look tatty, you know, at the end. Well, hopefully it won't look tatty. Or if it does, hopefully it will just look, you know, tatty, but nice. I can't guarantee it's not going to look tatty, so we'll just say tatty but nice. So grab my scissors and just trim off those little edges. So I've got one there and one there and one there. Okay. And then just going to do a couple of, you know, the top and the bottom. So yeah, unfortunately I'm going to have to trim this down. So I'm just going to take it in there so as I know roughly the size this needs to be trimmed down to. Let's hope I don't now muck this up and do it too small. Stranger things have happened after all, so just going to cut that down. Like that. Okay. I'm just going to pop that in there. Oops. As I say, I mean, it's really not, you know, too much of a problem where these bits are not looking too nice where they're joining or anything, because hopefully we're going to cover all of that up and, you know, it's going to hopefully look really nice. So I'm just praying it's going to look really nice here. I mean, there's no guarantees, obviously. Okay. Just need a bit of glue going over the edge as well, so it's, you know, joining up properly. Okay. Like that. And I'm going to stick that one there. Okay. And I'm just going to trim that off again with my knife. As I say, I mean, obviously, if you're making anything like this, you may find it easier to cut your pieces into strips. I mean, it's just, I personally find it easier to stick it down and then just, you know, cut it to size sort of once it's down. But, you know, no rules and no reason why that is. That's just how I find it easiest. So, okie dokie. Oh, I should really get that other glue out, shouldn't I? Oh well. I mean, the thing is, once I poke the, you know, poke the hole with this, it comes out quite well. So, it's, you know, it's okay. Right. Then just spread this out. I mean, I'm getting super messy, so I might have to stop soon and, you know, wash my hands and then come back, because it will come to the point where I'm actually then picking things up on my messy hands. Excuse me. Okay, right. So again, just going to slice that off. Okay. Yay! Right. Now what I'm going to do is just take my sandpaper just around the edges, probably should start here, and just kind of sand down where those edges meet the canvas, and that just then gives a really nice smooth finish. See here where obviously, you know, it wasn't quite glued down properly. I just sand that off, and then, you know, it's not really going to notice because I'm going to probably edge the canvas with some glitter and things like that. So I'm not too worried if things like that happen. I'd rather that happens than have the paper hanging over, if you see what I mean. So yeah, things like that can be disguised, whereas the paper hanging over just looks, you know, really terrible, doesn't it? So go back and forth, get it all looking smooth and nice. And then this side. And again, got a bit here where actually the glue is still quite soggy, but again, that's fine because I'm going to go round and cover it up with some glitter and things. So hopefully this is all going to look fine once it's finished. Okay. And obviously don't forget as well, I've not been leaving mine to dry. So, you know, in an ideal world, you probably wouldn't really go straight to this with your sandpaper whilst the glue is still wet. You can then go down on your inside edge and just neaten that up as well by sanding it down. So I'll just quickly do that as well. It just makes it look sort of more part of the frame, to be honest. Whereas otherwise, it's just got a tendency to look exactly as it is, you know, just pieces of paper stuck onto the frame. So I think by sanding it down, it just sort of somehow joins it to the frame better, makes it look as if it's actually part of the canvas frame. Like that, and then this piece. Okay, right, let me get the pieces, or, you know, the sanded bits out of there. Okay, and we just then go around there. Just got a hair from the brush in there, let me get that off. Okay, right, so let's get all of these pieces out the way. Okay, so it's looking quite pretty, isn't it now? And then I'm going to have one of these windows in here as the kind of focal point. And I have some other bits under here. So let's have a look. I think this window might be slightly bigger. Right, okay, so we're going to have that. I wouldn't mind having a Christmas tree, I think, in the background as well, because that looks really pretty. Might just have a little birdhouse, or I might have the birdhouse on the corner. So what I'm going to do is, let's just check what I am going to do. Right, I want to build this up and make this look a bit more kind of 3D. So I'm going to, for a start, sort of layer it onto something so it's kind of standing up a bit thicker. And then I might also cut the doors out on this second one, or maybe that one. Do you see how they're slightly different colours? I mean, sometimes just the ink on your printer, you know, can vary the colours slightly. So if you've changed the cartridge, for instance, the bottom one looks slightly more orange compared to the top one. So this looks quite pinky to me, so I perhaps prefer the bottom one, although this one seems a little bit darker. But what I'm going to do, I think, is just foam dot the doors onto the original, if you see what I mean. So, oops, can I find any foam dots here? No, that'll be the next problem here, is no foam dots. Oops. Okay, hold on. Might have some foam dots, yeah, in my other drawer. Okay, so I'm going to start by cutting off these doors like that. Okay, so it's a bit like a decoupage thing that we'll have going on here then. Okay, now before I glue them on, I'm wondering whether I could just go down and emboss some of this so as it looks then you know, like shiny window frame. So I'm just going to get my embossing pen. Now, I haven't had this embossing pen that long, I have to say. Let me just grab my clear embossing powder. Right, couldn't find my clear embossing powder, so I've got my antique linen distress embossing powder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. So I only bought this pen quite recently, but it's the Tim Holtz, I think it is just called an embossing pen. I've only used it once, I think, to, you know, to trial it and see how it worked, you know, how well it worked, not how it worked. But yeah, touch wood, it seemed really great. So just going round my frame. I could do with sitting a little bit closer to the frame, but never mind. So I'm just going round the frame with the pen. Like that. Hopefully I've got it all, and then across here. Down here. Did I already go down that bit? I think I did. Okay, right. And then I'm going to go over that with the powder. Doesn't seem to be sticking very well on there. Perhaps the pen's now a bit dry. Oh well. Let's see how that embosses. I'm not sure it's even got any, actually. Hold on. Right, that was very unsuccessful. I've literally got a titchy little bit there that's kind of covered. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. So I'm just going to dust it off so as I don't, you know, ruin my pen now. I'm just going to go over it, but maybe in small areas. So perhaps I'll do just this section first. Let's just dip that in, see if that works. It's not really seeming like it's wanting to stick. Maybe it doesn't like the paper. Let's have a look. Okay, it is working. It's quite subtle, but you know, it is working a little bit. So I'll just go round the window a little more. And we'll just do it in stages like that. That's fine. Okay, so hopefully you can see that's worked now. So, you know, I've got a glossy frame. And then what I've done, I've made some fake snow. I looked up on YouTube how to make fake snow, and I came across a wonderful video by somebody whose name I can't remember, but I will remember, hopefully will remember to link her below. But she's made this wonderful recipe for making snow. Now, unfortunately, mine now looks a little bit kind of over snowed, if that's at all possible. So when I first made this, it was quite smooth, but it's obviously been sat there now for a little while. So it may be that this is, you know, was better kind of when I first made it. But basically the recipe was, she used baking powder, Mod Podge and white paint. Now, I did not have any white paint, so I had to replace that with gesso. So that might be why mine has gone how it's gone. It's very annoying because, yeah, it was looking really good earlier, and now it's just really not looking so good. I wonder whether I could just put some water in there to get it a bit better. The other thing that I didn't have was I didn't have any baking powder, so I used cream of tartar. So again, that could account for why mine has now gone lumpy, but it's such a shame because I was really looking forward to using this, you know. And yeah, as I say, when I tried this just before the video, it was great. Right, well, hopefully it's going a bit better now. I think I just, you know, it had gone over dry. Right, let me wipe off the snow that I had just dabbed there. Get it off my desk. Okay, right, so let's try again. Just going to go over there. This is where it's probably now too runny. And then some on the little windowsill as well, so. Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm obviously not making a great job of this, having had to water mine down. It's not now so thick and puffy as it had looked when I first made it. So, but I'll show you in a moment the bits that I had kind of pasted earlier just to try it, and they still look quite good. So definitely, you know, this is because I've left it to sit. But she had made some that, you know, presumably worked, and she was able to leave it to sit for a long time. But as I say, I wasn't using the right stuff. I didn't have the baking powder. I had to use cream of tartar, and didn't have the white paint. Had to use gesso. So, you know, obviously mine was a bit of a hash up in the first place. Right. So that's my piece with the snow. And then what I'm going to do, she also did this, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of glitter over the snow. So just a tiny bit. And then again, just on the top. Okay, a bit more there. Okay, right, I'm going to leave this to dry, and I'm nipping down to have some breakfast, and then I will be back and we will carry on. Oh, just before I go, I'm just going to show you the couple of bits that I did earlier, just to show you that they kind of turned out quite puffy and quite nice. So these are the couple of bits that I did earlier, and as you can see, they've got quite a good puff effect on them. So yeah, obviously this was because I've left it, but anyway, I will be back shortly. Right, I'm back. So this is not quite dry. I have dried it a little bit with the heat tool. But I'm just going to put it to one side. Let's hope that I don't end up forgetting and put something on it. So bring the canvas back in and let's carry on and kind of see what else we're going to do. So I'm thinking we'll have this Christmas tree in the background. Now, again, could put some more sort of puffy snow on here. I mean, it's going to be a bit of a tedious job because there's quite a bit of it, but that would probably look super cute. So let me just try and get a smaller brush. Okay. Right, let me move the canvas back out the way. My gosh, this is just turning into one of those videos, isn't it? So, oops, beginning to go a bit kind of thick and gloopy again. So, yeah, a bit of a tip there. I don't know whether I, you know, maybe it's because I used the cream of tartar instead of the baking powder. I'm not sure. Okay, also I've got to confess, you know, I didn't do it to the exact measurements that she'd said, so that's probably another floor there. Okay, so that's the Christmas tree there. Now I might just have to sprinkle some glitter on the Christmas tree as well, because, you know, if you can't have glitter at Christmas, then when can you have glitter? So let's just bring this in. I'm just going to pour the glitter, I think, over the entire thing this time. So, oh gosh, these little tubs of glitter, they're just so cute. But unfortunately, those corks, the cork stoppers in there, they very easily just push a little bit too far in. And then, of course, they're a bit of a nuisance to get them back out. So, again, just because I'm obviously a little bit clumsy, I very easily push them in too far. Oh, gosh. Oops, now the cork's just breaking. This is, oh, quickly turning into a how not to do this. Okay, there we go. So I just pour some over. And obviously, you know, this recipe, this has got Mod Podge in it. So, I mean, hopefully that's going to, you know, ensure that the glitter glues onto the snow. Okay. Just then. Oh, so pretty. Okay, let me put that now out the way to dry also. Alongside the window. Right, let's just empty this back into the little tube. Okay, right. Put the stopper on, not press it too hard this time, hopefully. Okay, right, let's just wipe the decks. Okay, right. We are now waiting, obviously, for those couple of things to dry. So I'm just going to bring this canvas back in. So this texture paste has dried now, so we could put some more texture paste down here. So let me just bring in the stencil again. Okay, so we're going to just put some of the, you know, the scripty type pattern down the bottom. Actually, I'm going to do it kind of this way round, and I can have the stamp there, because I think the stamp's really cute. So, yeah. And I guess it doesn't really matter if the stamp is back to front. I think that still looks fine. Get my little spatula. Okay, just take a little bit more of the texture paste and again just kind of rub that over. So the texture paste, you know, I did mix it slightly with that pink acrylic paint, so hopefully it's not just bright white on there. It's, you know, it's got a touch of pink as well. So it's chucking it down with rain. I apologise if it's a bit noisy. Hopefully it's not too bad, but yeah, it's a bit of a horrible rainy day. Okay, take that back up. Oh, that's so pretty. This is honestly such a lovely stencil. As I say, it's from this company here called 13 Arts. I ordered it from, and somebody had really kindly told me about this website, and now I can't think what the website was called. Oh, I can't think. Again, if you're interested, I would try and link it below. Like if I don't remember, which, you know, chances are I won't, just nudge me and I will then link the website below, because they had a really good selection. Craftelia, it was called, Craftelia. Yeah, they had a really good selection of stuff, I have to say. So yeah, if you're looking for nice things, then that's a really good website to go to. Right, I'm wondering whether I want some texture paste around the edge as well, actually. So I had put the stencil down, but actually I'm going to pull it back in. We're just going to do like a little bit of just some random bits, I think. So we'll put some here. Not the easiest place to get to, obviously, on the frame, but just scrape that across. Doesn't have to be too precise. You know, the chances are a lot of this is going to be covered anyway. Okay. Oops, my gosh, look at that horrible mess I made. That's because this was obviously wet where I just wiped it. So, yeah, oh my gosh, now look. Well, let's just make this a little bit more into a sort of blob rather than a pattern. So there we go. And perhaps I'll do that in a couple of the corners, just so they've got a similar effect going on. Okay. Oh, that's so annoying, isn't it? Right. No, that's a wet one. So let me just dry this off now with my dry tissue. Yeah, I'm sorry about that rain. It's really, really loud. Obviously, because I'm in the loft and I've got the, you know, Velux window, it's obviously, you know, it's going to be really loud. So yeah, I do apologise. Okay. So let's try it again here. Hopefully it's going to be a bit more successful. Obviously we're still a little bit wet, but never mind. Let's just smudge that one in a bit. Okay, well, I might give up with the stencil for today. Clearly that's another area I need to perfect my skills and practice a little bit more. But absolutely gorgeous stencil, isn't it? So yeah. So I'm just going to add a little bit of texture paste again, just in some various places around the frame. Let's just do a little bit down here, whoops, and then we'll have some here. So we just smudge that in down there, okay. And we'll just have this bit here, so just get rid of those hard bits. Obviously, because the texture paste is now drying beside me, it's now getting lumps in it, so. Okay, right. Okay. So that's that. Let's move this out of the way because I'm fast running out of space here, so I do apologise. Obviously this is, you know, one of those projects that's taking a lot of room to do because I've got a lot of things here. So right, let me just wipe my hands off before I get texture paste on everything I touch. Okay, right. Okay, let me get a dry wipe. Okay, I've gone glitter mad and I've kind of snowed and glittered up like loads of different bits now. So they're all over to the side, just drying off. So let's get kind of altering this. And I just apologise so much. Since obviously I was quickly doing that, it's absolutely chucking it down now. So yeah, I can only apologise obviously for the noise. It's, you know, just one of those things, I'm afraid. So yeah, really, really sorry if it's extremely loud now. So... And I've obviously turned the lights on because it's just got really dark as well. So yeah, I'm sorry about that too. Right, I also had these great big glitter numbers, which I've had for years and years in my stash. And I just thought, well, I wonder if I could use these anywhere because, of course, I don't particularly use things like this anywhere else in my crafting. So, you know, it would be quite a good way to get rid of them. I don't know whether I will or not. Hoping that my other bits are actually dry now, that I can use them on the canvas. So where did I put the tree? Okay, let's pull in the tree, see if that's dry. It's not too bad. So I'm thinking we'll obviously have the tree in the background, and then we're going to have obviously the window here. And what I want to do is obviously have the window like raised a little bit. So I'm going to put some chipboard underneath. I'll just put this in my lap for a moment just to get it off of the desk. So I've got some chipboard here and I'm just going to cut this down. This is just some chipboard that I've had in my stash for a really long time. Probably not really going to use it. So this is quite an ideal use for it. So probably, yeah, want to kind of chop it down like this. And then okay, just want to have a bit of definition really, or a bit of dimension here, so chop that down a bit more. these little bits off. See whether that will be okay. So I need to just come down a bit more, and on the corners as well. Okay, right, so it just needs to come in a little bit more at this side, like that. Let's just see. Okay, and just a titchy bit there on that side. So okay, right. Now I'm probably going to just hot glue this because it's nice and quick, and obviously I'm feeling like I've been videoing for hours, so I don't want everyone just getting really bored watching. So I'm just going to, I think, apply the hot glue all over here. Oops. Try not to stick my glue gun actually direct to the cardboard. Okay. And obviously the hot glue, although dries pretty much instantly, you do have a couple of seconds for, you know, a bit of sort of wiggle room there. Okay, there we go. And then what I can do is just go under those couple of bits. Now I just do that because I feel like if it's just flapping around, I mean, not that it's flapping around, but you know what I mean, these are likely to get damaged. So what I can do is just literally fill in that piece there, like that. Oops. Like that, and then oops. Okay, and then this one here needs to come down quite a bit, so let's just check which way I'll be gluing that. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to glue this on, and then I might have to trim it once it's in place. So just glue that down there, like that. Oops, okay. Right, that's that. And then what we could do is just have a little tiny bit going here, just across this top bit, again, just so it's, you know, not going to get squashed too much. So, oops. There we go. And just glue this one down. Oh my gosh, all fingers and thumbs suddenly. There we go. Okay, right, looking good. So that's that one. And then of course we cut off those doors, didn't we, from the other one, and we want to have them raised up so they're like a sort of decoupage type effect. So what I might do is actually just you know, hot glue them so they've got a sort of lumpy effect going on. Now I'm wondering whether I could highlight them at all with maybe some distress ink. So let me just have a look whether I've got any sort of reddish distress ink anywhere. What's that? Nope. Okay, so I've got this one, which gorgeous colour, Candied Apple. So let's use that, and hopefully that's just going to make this really kind of bright and stand out. So again, just going to get my ink pad that I have been using with this. Just go around the edges a little bit. I mean, obviously it's not really showing up a great deal because it is bright anyway, but it's just giving it that extra bit of oomph, really. did I do with the other window? Oh, what did I do with the other window? Can I throw that in the bin by mistake? No. Oh dear. This is turning into one of those terrible videos, so I apologise so much. Right, let's get this one glued down, because then at least we're on our way. So, and I'm going to kind of make it quite lumpy and bumpy. Lots of the hot glue. And then I'm not going to press it too much. Just want to kind of have it so as it's raised slightly. Oh look, I couldn't see it because I already put it on there. What a wally. Right. I thought, well, that's really strange because, you know, I couldn't see it anywhere. Okay. So again, just going round like that. Okay, right. Pop that out of the way. And then we're just going to, again, you know, smother this with the hot glue, and then I'm just not going to press it down too hard when I put it onto the other shutter. So hopefully we'll have that slightly, you know, slightly raised kind of effect. Okay. Okay, looking good. So that's those, and then bring the canvas back in. Right. So time to get sticking some stuff down. So we're going to have this like in front of the tree. Now I wonder whether we could put something down here. I would like to have really one of those little bird cages, but obviously I've now glued those, you know, snowed them. So they're still now drying. Well, that's covering up that postage stamp that we did all together, isn't it? And perhaps we might not be able to have that after all. Oh gosh. It's a bit soggy, that one. So, right, let's just glue the Christmas tree down in the first instance. So, probably should really hot glue this, to be honest. I mean, it's not on very thick paper, but thinking that would kind of make it stand out a bit on the canvas. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Just again, so as it's got sort of a bit of a lifted effect, really, I think. So don't want it as lifted as the window, but, you know, just a bit might be nice. So lots of glue. We just then pop it like that. Not pressing it too hard, so it's just sort of raised slightly. And then we're going to have the window kind of in front. So again, so this has obviously got all the chipboard already. Now I do have a couple of postage stamps which we could have in the background, which I had dragged in the first place. So got one here, which I thought we could just have tucked out sort of behind the window. So I might have that flat. I might just go around that a bit with the red, just so as it stands out a little bit against the background. So we'll glue that down with the wet glue because I want this one kind of flatter. Okay. Just press that one down. And then the window, obviously, we're going to just have kind of in front, like that. I've also got these gorgeous pink flowers, so we might have those kind of somewhere on it as well. They look really pretty, don't they? And we're going to kind of, you know, decorate the edges up, of course. Wonder whether we could have anything else Otherwise I need to stop the camera again and go off and dry these bits. To be honest, I'm going to have to anyway, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I have dried them off. Now, the next thing that I've got, obviously, is these 25s, and I'm thinking I'm going to put those in here instead. Now, they're quite pink for me. They don't feel really like they kind of match this particularly brilliantly. So I'm going to try and go over them with some white. I might muck these up completely, so we'll just kind of have to wait and see how they turn out. But let's give these a try, sort of to change the, well, not really change the colour, but at least lighten them slightly. So I'm just going to go around with some glue over the whole thing, and then I'm going to sprinkle them with the white glitter that we've been using. I just want to tone that pink down really. So like I say, I'm not sure whether it's going to work, but I mean, again, they've just been sat in my stash for ages. So, you know, at the end of the day, I haven't really been using them, so I've got nothing to lose by giving this a go. So we'll see how they look. Just do the number 5 first. Oops. Okay, we'll go over that with the white. Okay, so it's toned it down compared to obviously the original one. So I think that looks better. Again, just kind of try and get the edge bits off a little bit. Now I have something else left, obviously waiting to dry. So again, just go over the number 2. Yeah, definitely this is not really a very quick video because I've got so many bits that I'm obviously waiting for to dry. You know, which I obviously hadn't really kind of factored that in. But obviously if I'd have done them all first, well, A, I didn't really think of doing them first because I didn't know where I was going with this, and B, you know, I feel that then I'm not really kind of sharing the process really. So okay, so just smooth that down a little bit. Okay, right, well, they look a bit toned down, so they look a little bit sort of more in keeping. They were quite bright, I thought, and just didn't really kind of match the rest of the stuff. So let me just put the white glitter back in the tube. Okay, right, pop that cork in before I spill it everywhere. Okay, right, so if we have the 25 on here, yes, they do look a lot better, don't they? So I'm glad that I did that. And then we're going to have the house, not the house, sorry, the window, kind of just like this. So I'm going to glue the number 2 in first. Might need to put a new glue stick in. So sorry, I feel like this is just turning into, you know, the world's most protracted video. But I guess that's partly because, you know, I don't normally do things like this. So this is a bit out of my comfort zone, and just a little bit, you know, one of those things that actually everything seems to take quite a long time to do. I guess that's why, because obviously I watched, you know, some mixed media canvas ideas before doing this video, and I did notice that most of them were sped up in a sort of sped up time frame, and I guess that's why. That's why, because nobody wants to actually sit and watch this for hours on end. Okay, then we're going to have our number 5. Just sort of have that up slightly, like that. Oops. I'm losing my glue gun off the desk, hold on. Okay. Right, there we go. I mean, obviously that glitter's not dry on there, so I'm not wanting to press it down too hard, but just to get it, you know, stuck on there. And then I'm going to stick my window piece. So Okay, put another. Okay, right. And obviously I, you know, want this quite raised, so it's on the chipboard already. But we're just going to have that there, like that. Okay. Okie dokie, right. So that's all pressed in now. And then I'm going to now just decorate up around the frame. So what I'm going to start with doing is I'm going to wipe around a little bit with my like perfect pearls or liquid pearls a little bit to get a bit of sort of shimmer and shine going on. Just going over some of the bits where we've got the texture paste and just around. So it's got a bit of a kind of Christmas shimmer. Okay. Bit in there. Oops. Like that. Go over that where the words are with the texture paste as well. Okay. Can't really see very well now because obviously I've got the light on, so the light's kind of catching it and actually blocking, you know, where you can kind of see really. I've got some sort of pinky colour here, or it might be, well, yeah, pinky colour. So I just put some of that on as well, so it has a bit more definition. Okay, and a bit here. Bit at the top. Okay, and then some at the side. Feel a bit like I'm rushing this now because you know, I'm conscious that this has been dragging on for so long. So okay, I mean, obviously I have stopped the video a lot, so to be fair, if I watch this back I might find that it's not been going on quite as much as I'd, you know, quite as much as I'm kind of worried that it has. So I've also got this like glitter glue, which I'm going to just see how this looks. Just sort of dabbing it on in one or two places. Okay. Can't really see it very much because of the, you know, the light being on again. So I was going to put this on this chipboard piece, which I tried out with the snow effect earlier. But I think actually what I'm going to do is just apply some glitter with some glue. So again, just kind of randomy bits there. Okay, and then just glitter that with, again, just that lovely white glitter. Loving that white glitter, it looks so pretty and festive. Okay. Yeah, they're at the shop now doing the Halloween shop, so, you know, the Halloween food shop for the party. So I mean, really, party's not quite the correct term really, but you know, that's what we're going to be calling it. So yes, I wonder what type of things they'll come back with for the food. Now, I've also got these little dots, which I've had for years, haven't really used them, but thinking we could kind of put these on. I don't know whether this is a sticker. Maybe not. Maybe not. What do they say? Do they say a sticker? Glitter shapes. No, just glitter shapes. And I'm thinking we could just have them almost like snowballs kind of coming down on the picture. So, I mean, I know they're kind of pink, you know, so they're not really snowballs at all, but they hopefully look quite pretty, don't they? Oops. Just getting them in the right place, really. So maybe one here. Yeah, they look quite pretty. They're just another sort of thing to have on there, aren't they? So again, just hot glue those down. Oh, here comes the rain again. It's been horrible for a couple of days now, to be honest. So, yeah. Obviously, it was half term this week, so it wasn't the best being so horrible weather, but it was okay. Right. And just one down here. And then my little blue birdhouse, I'm thinking kind of maybe can I have it here with the, you know, by that swirl like that. Obviously my canvas is quite wet, to be honest, because I've done lots of different bits and pieces and, you know, not bothered drying them. So just have to be a bit careful because it is, you know, it is wet. Okay, so I quite like that there. Now, don't know really whether these flowers do have any place here now, to be honest. I mean, I thought they were going to look gorgeous. And they are gorgeous flowers, but I'm not quite sure now whether they really kind of do a lot for this. So, yeah, I might not use those. So let's just pop this on. Obviously, I've put glue all around it, even though it's now, you know, not going to be glued in half those spots, but didn't really know where the glue would be. Obviously, I knew it wasn't going to be here, but it doesn't matter. Okay, and then just going to pop the birdhouse. I should have really had this moved up, and now I can't move it up, of course. I'm just going to check whether oh, that might look quite cute there, actually. Might look quite nice there instead. And now I'm thinking, do I want these other bits here? Not sure now. I like the Christmas tree down here, definitely. I think I might just have the flower, actually. Okay. Like that. And then the Christmas tree I'm going to have over here. I've also got some little holly sprigs, which we could just have kind of a couple of holly sprigs in places. Maybe actually on the canvas itself. Okay. There we go, looks cute. I don't think I'm going to have this other flower there. I think I'm not going to bother with that one. Now, I'd also wondered about incorporating lace. I don't know whether I can quite manage to get lace to look good on here now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, well, that looks quite cute, I suppose, because it looks a little bit like snow. Oops, I've got hot glue threads everywhere now. It does look a bit like snow. But the thing is, it's going to then flop in there, which, you know, I'm not that keen on that type of look. So I'm not going to bother, But what I might do is have my Christmas tree here, and then probably better off trying to glue that a bit more over, so it's less of it's actually overhanging the frame, otherwise it's likely to get damaged. Okay, so then it's only got a tiny bit overhanging instead of that great big bit there. Okay, and then I'm going to put some of the snow, oh, again back with the snow, and it's obviously going to have dried up again. Okay. I wonder whether I could mix this with some of the glitter glue. I'm not sure. I mean, it just, yeah, maybe just needs a bit of stirring, so just give it a good stir. Oops. So let's just try and blob a lot of this on here. I wonder if I can do a better job with my finger, to be honest. Yeah, I quite like it like that. So again, I'm just going to put some glitter on there. Okay, dust that off. It's quite cute, isn't it? And then just put some around the other edge. Yeah, I mean, definitely probably should have followed the recipe here for the snow, but never mind. Okay, go down there a bit, and a bit more across the top like that. Yeah, that looks very cute, doesn't it? So again, just put some glitter on there. Okey-dokey. Obviously some of this was wet from the glitter glue, so now I have glitter all over, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest, it looks fine. Okay, let me just pour that glitter back in, or all over the desk, one or the other, it's fine. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Yeah, I'm liking how that looks. I think it also had this lovely bow, which this was just off of a skirt of my daughter's, but I thought, oh, perhaps this would look super cute on here. And I've also got this chipboard piece, which again had in my stash for years. Oh, that would look quite nice there, I think. Okay, so I might do something with this. So let's just move the canvas to the side, and I'm going to try and get a real move on now, because I'm aware how long this is now dragging on for, and you must all be literally bored to tears if you're even still watching, which of course I wouldn't blame you if you weren't. I'm just going to go over it with some lilac acrylic paint. Okay, just doing this because obviously if that snow doesn't cover, you know, brilliantly, then I don't want it just being the chipboard that's visible, you know, the chipboard colour. So just go over that with the lilac. Whoops. Okay, I'm just going to dry it off, and I'll probably give it 2 coats. Okay, so I'm back. I have to say, I've obviously snow covered all of this and glittered it. It's still not quite dry. I did try and dry it a bit with the heat tool, but yeah, clearly not enough. But I also grabbed this ribbon, and what I'm going to do is just do a little ruffle kind of along this side. I'm just going to glue this on. So fingers crossed this is going to go okay. So I'm just going to glue it like this and then just go sort of along the length of here. Just ruffling it just randomly as I go. Just really for, you know, something pretty to look at. So hopefully I am in frame, only just. Okay, right. And then I'm just going to trim this off here. Now, obviously in hindsight, I should have done this before this bit, but what I'm going to do is just peel that up a bit so as I can tuck it under like that. So I'm just going to then glue that one down and then, oops. So gluing that down and then glue this one down on top of the ribbon like that. Okay. Just kind of edges that side off really pretty, doesn't it? You know, really nicely. And then this chipboard, I was going to have the other side, but well, it's a tough one actually. I quite like it both sides. I also picked out this red ribbon, which I thought might look quite cute somewhere. So we could even have it just on the corner. We could have it here on the green. It's kind of cute there. Maybe there. That's quite sweet, isn't it? And then what was the other thing that I thought that we could have? Trying to think now what the other thing was that I thought, and now it's gone from my mind. Ah, I also picked up some gems, which I can remember because they were then behind me. So I just wondered whether we could have some of these kind of dotted around anywhere. So let's just have a look. They might look rubbish, but they might look cute. So we could just have kind of maybe like one or two, you know, maybe like on the ribbon. So let's put one there. So I'm just going to pop some glue down under there to make sure that stays like ruffled. And then we're just going to glue that one on there. And then should we have another one? I mean, I love this colour green, to be honest, so it's just like a lovely excuse to be able to use this gorgeous colour. Okay. I'll just put this one down here. Oops. I mean, obviously these are sticky backed, but I just always like to add some glue because, you know, I don't think the sticky back is kind of going to have much in terms of, you know, longevity to it. So, right, so that's that. And then just checking that I definitely want it that way round. Let me just stand up and look down on this. I know it's taking forever. I quite like it both ways, to be honest. I'm not sure. Oh, I think I prefer it that way, yeah. So I'm just going to glue this down. Now, again, it's not overly dry because, you know, I dried it a bit. I don't think these bits are going to need gluing down, but we'll just attach some glue anyway. Okay. There we go. Let's press down there. And then, do we want any more gems or any more ribbon or anything else? And we could just have a little bit of ribbon, I guess, going down there. Yeah, let's just trim that down. We just have this going quite, you know, along that bottom bit. So just put a bit of glue here. Like that. And a bit more. Oh, can you hear that rain? It's really horrible, isn't it? It's just there for the day, obviously. Okay. Again, see if I can squeeze that under that Christmas tree a little bit. Okay. Like that. Just pop a bit of glue under that ruffle there. Oh, burnt my finger then. And then just trim this off here. Oh my gosh, this is going to be fiddly to cut off. Let's just trim it down there. Okay, there we go. Right, going to glue that red ribbon because that looks super cute up there. Okie dokie. Okay, just wondering whether I want any more of these little pink things that we used earlier. So maybe like kind of a couple along here. Maybe just one. On there, and then maybe that might be it, to be honest, with the pink thingies. And then what I'm going to do is I will staple gun on the back of it some ribbon to hang it from. It won't be hanging from the ribbon, it will be kind of a decorative thing. But, let me just dust that off. I won't do that yet because this is still a bit wet. So, yeah, I will be stapling some ribbon up there. So I'll just wait for it to dry and then I will be back to do that. Okay, so I'm back with the finished canvas, and as you can see, I actually edged around, not the entire edge, but parts of the edge with some red, which has just kind of brought it out of itself a little bit more and made it stand out. You can just see kind of touches of red here and there. So it looks super, super, super pretty now. And then obviously I attached the ribbon at the top, which it would kind of obviously hang, you know, from like that. I'm so sorry, but the day is so drab that this is kind of the best vision that I can actually get. It's just kind of at the top of the, you know, banisters and kind of balanced on there with the light on. But yeah, I mean, it looks really, really pretty in the flesh. And obviously this light is really not, you know, showing it to its best at all. So I hope that you like it. Really was a super project to do. And as I say, the kit is available in my Etsy, both parts. Being the body and the background pages. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks then. Bye.